We just heard Kerr explain his decision to rest the guys. Certainly sparked some interesting responses, though, when his team found out last night.
I mean, it's coach's decision. He's done it before. It's obviously a different situation with, the San Antonio and whatnot. But, we've had a tough schedule, and he made that decision. And even if we tried to suit up tomorrow, he's not going to play us. So it is what it is.
The schedule's been brutal. He's sent us east for 5-6 games. Back home for one day. My daughter said to me, she said, "Papa, you was here for 2 days. Where you going?" I felt horrible, but that's the business we're in, I guess. Now we're gonna fly 3 hours tonight and go play again in 16 hours or 20 hours or something. That can't be healthy for the human body.
We taking tomorrow?
You, Steph, Dre,
and Clay. No clue. Do what Master say.
We do with Massa say, and that has sparked quite a few headlines over the last few hours. Yeah, Chris Haynes tweeting this. Spoke with Andre Iguodala about Master comment. He made it clear that in no way was he referring to Steve Kerr. It was an inside locker joke. And then we have Iggy actually responding to Chris Haynes' tweet by tweeting for the culture at Chris B. Haynes. So Chris was on SportsCenter a little bit earlier to talk about this exchange.
He made it clear to me that in no way, shape, or form was he referring to Steve Kerr in that master comment. There's a ton of things going on with this team. I think it's the schedule, the fact that they're struggling without KD. Obviously the loss Minnesota last night. There's a bunch of different dynamics behind the scenes that you can point at and say, hey, man, that's part of it as well. So, like I said, I think and then the fact that they're resting against San Antonio on a primetime game, I'm pretty sure the players, really didn't want to do that. They understand. So there's a whole bunch of things that you could point to, right?
Not to be outdone by himself, Iggy also doubled down on controversial comments. He was asked why the Warriors lost the game, eliciting this response.
Anything else?
Yeah.
What would dumb say? Just play harder. Figure it out. Change gonna come. Ain't that what we should say? Change gonna come.
Full disclosure, he said the N-word 3 times. We just showed you the one time he said it. Stephen A. Smith is here with us on SportsCenter. All right, Stephen A., what do you make of Iggy's language that he used to express his recent frustration with that team?
Well, first of all, I think it comes across as incredibly frustrating, obviously so, and regardless of what he says, I think it's clear that he was taking a shot at Steve Kerr, regardless of how much he moonwalked and backtracked. I mean, nobody with sense is going to believe that comment wasn't directed towards Steve Kerr. Now, Steve Kerr obviously can be a very fiery coach at times, but he's very, very well respected and well liked throughout the league by a lot of his contemporaries at times, whether it would be with Draymond Green in the past or whatever the case may be. Certainly he's rubbed a couple of players the wrong way. What head coach hasn't? It's no big deal there. But when you take into account what Andre Iguodala had to say, keep in mind this dude is a guy that used to play at the University of Arizona that was in Philadelphia from 2004 to 2012 at a time when I was writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer and I covered him. Yes, he does joke a lot. That is absolutely undeniable, as Chris Haynes pointed out. But Andre Iguodala is a really decent dude, very, very smart, by the way, and knows what he's doing a lot of times. He's not somebody that makes ill-advised or irresponsible comments or anything of that nature. If he says something like that, he uses racial epithets or whatever the case may be, he's not just joking. He was trying to make a point. Whatever that point is remains to be seen, but there is no question in my mind that was a shot at Steve Kerr, because there's no way on earth that the intelligent, wise Andre Iguodala, who has been in the National Basketball Association now for more than a decade, wouldn't know how such comments on camera with microphones and cameras rolling would not know what kind of residue that would leave behind. There's no way that he just said it and he didn't have any clue as to what he was saying or what he was doing. That's not Andre Iguodala. No no way on earth it was a shot at Steve Kerr.
So what's the frustration there then? Is this just symptomatic of a team that is losing for all intents and purposes on a slide by Warriors terms anyway? I mean, why take a shot at Kerr?
Well, first of all, it's not just about Kerr, and I don't mean to. I'm sorry that I came across that way. Not just about Kerr. It could also be aimed at the league because the schedule is something that they have a problem with. They have a problem with these back-to-backs. They have a problem with the number of games that they're playing on the road with minimal rest, as Draymond Green was pointing out. They have a problem with the fact that they have to capitulate to the demands of a team or a league. These are individuals that are getting paid exorbitant dollars. What people have to recognize is that when you're getting paid that much money, it elevates the level of freedom that you believe that you have, because in the end, are you going to have your salary, your guaranteed dollars snatched from you? No. So with that wealth comes a level of freedom, and to be quite honest with you, at times an absence of decorum, this need to be politically correct all the time. In the moment, after a game, particularly after a latest loss, with the frustration brewing, sometimes that's when you're at your most authentic. You're talking to a guy that's covered the NBA for more than 20 years. I'm in locker rooms all the time. I've been covering this league for more than 2 decades. When you get a raw sense of emotion from guys when you speak to them immediately after the game, which is why teams usually in the league usually forces you to wait. That scheduling, the referees on the court, some of the bad calls that were aimed in their direction, certainly that plays a role in it as well. But again, we're talking about Andre Iguodala, the highly intelligent Andre Iguodala. And to say things like he just said and to just leave it out there knowing that the potential was there for it to be interpreted as a shot towards Steve Kerr, there is no way on earth that Andre Iguodala did not know that. He is a highly intelligent dude. He is not stupid, and he is not irresponsible. Think about it. He's been in the league since 2004. When has Andre Iguodala ever gotten in any trouble? When has he ever been known for making? He doesn't. This dude is an intelligent guy. He knew what he was doing.
And look, thankfully, at least on our end, if he had towed the company line, he certainly wouldn't be leading our show today. So he spoke his mind, and we're talking about it. Stephen A. Smith with the latest on what's happening with the Warriors who take on the Spurs tonight in San Antonio. Thanks, Stephen A.
Thank you.